It is July 24th, 1952 in Helsinki, and one of the most anticipated events of the Olympic program is underway. The 5,000-meter final. Everyone is asking the same question. Can Emil Zátopek, a nearly 30-year-old Czech widely regarded as the world's best runner, withstand the pressure from his rivals? His contemporaries, such as Germany's Schade, France's Mimoun, and Belgium's Reif, are in top form, while younger competitors like the British duo Piri and Chataway and the Soviet runner Anufriev add to the fierce competition. The stakes are high, and journalists have already dubbed this final the race of the century. It's a battle of nerves and tactics. Just as the bell signals the start of the final lap, Zátopek makes a sudden surge, aiming to decide the race right then. But the moment he slightly eases up, three rivals overtake him: Chataway, Schade and Mimoun. With 200 meters to go, it seems Zátopek's reign is about to come to an end. He was born in 1922 in the town of Koprivnice, the seventh of 8 children in a very poor family. Small and seemingly frail compared to his peers, he hardly stood out. At 16, he joined the Bata shoe factories in Zlín and attended the Bata School of Work, known for its strict discipline. So, when he was told one day he would have to participate in a running race, there was little room for excuses. He tried, claiming he was too weak, but the doctor declared him fit, so he had to run. The outcome was unexpected. Not only did Emil finish the race, but he found he enjoyed it. He wanted to win. Though he didn't quite manage it, finishing second, but he realized he might have discovered something he could excel in, a way for this often overlooked, underestimated boy to truly stand out. He began training. At first, he worked with runner Jan Haluza, who offered him valuable initial advice, but after that, he trained on his own for the rest of his career. He subjected himself to grueling workouts, pushing through cruel interval training with alternating slow and fast segments. He didn't run smoothly or elegantly, far from it. Every movement, every grimace, revealed how much he was suffering. Perhaps this was part of his universal appeal. He showed the world that victory could come from willpower and relentless hard work. He improved rapidly. In 1944, at just 22, he broke his first Czechoslovak records. A year later, he became national champion for the first time. In 1946, he made his debut at the European Championships in Oslo, finishing 5th in the 5,000-meter race and breaking his own Czechoslovak record by 25 seconds. In 1945, Zátopek became a professional soldier and studied at the military academy in Hranice, Moravia. The army provided better training conditions, but it hardly pampered him. He often ran only after completing his duties, in the dark, training in forests or on the sawdust floors of stables. Occasionally, he ran in heavy military boots, using them as extra weight. In October 1948, he married Dana Ingrova, a javelin thrower. However, it wasn't easy. Military officers needed approval to marry, and Emil's communist superiors disapproved of his union with a relative of General Inger, who had served in the democratic exile government during the war. It was only Zátopek's success at the 1948 London Olympics that helped secure permission for the marriage. Here, Emil won the 10,000-meter race with an incredible lead of 45 seconds. It was a crushing display of his strength, making it virtually impossible to beat him in this event for years to come.
Zátopek předstihl skoro všechny soupeře o celé kolo a zcela neohrožován dosáhl svého prvního olympijského vítězství.
However, in the 5,000-meter race, held in heavy rain, he finished second. He let Belgium's Reif slip ahead, and despite a breathtaking finish, he couldn't catch him. This remains the most famous defeat of Zátopek's career.
Zátopek, who looked right out of the race, comes after him with an amazing burst over the last 300 yards. Even Reif can hardly believe it, but Zátopek's lightning spurt has just come too late, and Reif beats him in a breathtaking finish.
In the 4 years leading up to the next Olympics in Helsinki, Emil Zátopek became a global star. Tens of thousands of fans cheered him on at races as he moved from victory to victory. He broke his first world records and won 2 gold medals at the European Championships in Brussels, where he avenged his loss to Reif. 3 times in 1949, 1951 and 1952, world sports journalists named him the best athlete on the planet. Yet he almost didn't make it to the Helsinki Games. Communist authorities, for political reasons, refused to allow Stanislav Ljungwirth, who would later become a world record holder in the 1,500 meters, to compete. Zátopek declared that if Ljungwirth couldn't go, neither would he. At first, no one took him seriously, until he let the first part of the Czech team's flight leave without him. On the second flight, both Zátopek and Ljungwirth were aboard. It's worth pausing here to consider what kind of person Zátopek truly was. Friendly, modest, and humble gifted storyteller.
Denně naběhám tak 15 až 20 kilometrů. A protože chci nacvičit co nejvíc rychlost, tak běhám krátké, rychlé sprinty, mnohokrát za sebou, třeba 20x 400 metrů.
The star-like attitudes of modern sportsmen were entirely foreign to him. He befriended his competitors and helped many during difficult times, just as he had done for Ljungwirth. His political actions, however, are far more complex and often less flattering. Coming from a very poor background, Zátopek was a natural leftist. As a professional soldier with immense influence, he faced significant pressure from the communist regime. In the 1950s, he joined the Communist Party and later began collaborating with military counterintelligence. After the Soviet invasion in August 1968, he initially spoke out bravely against the occupation, but during the subsequent period of normalization, he retracted his statements, apologized, and repeatedly supported the regime. Judging this from today's perspective is difficult. Historians see it like this: Zátopek simply couldn't withstand the pressure and was afraid of being imprisoned. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. It's the 1952 Helsinki Olympics, and here Zátopek once again dominates, winning the 10,000-meter race with ease.
Odbíhá do cílové rovinky. 30, 20 metrů, Emil je v cíli.
Emil's second race, the 5,000 meters, is being decided in the final lap, in the very last curve. 70,000 spectators, cheering for Zátopek as if he were one of their own, watch breathlessly as the man thought to be beaten and exhausted finds the strength for one last attack. Zátopek surged past the trio ahead of him. Chataway falls. Schade has nothing left, leaving only Alain Mimoun, the Frenchman nicknamed Zátopek's shadow, finishing less than a second behind. Emil Zátopek claims another gold medal to the roaring delight of the crowd.
4 metry náskok, 5 metrů, druhý okasa, Zátopek zvítězí za 5 kilometrů. Druhý je Francouz Mimoun, třetí Němec Schade. Byl to nádherný závod.
Just moments after Emil's triumphant finish, Dana Zátopková, still euphoric from her husband's victory, steps up for her first throw in the javelin competition. She sets an Olympic record and wins. It is a unique moment in history, both husband and wife winning Olympic gold within a single day. It seems unbelievable, but even now, Zátopek hadn't said his final word in Helsinki. Emil had entered a third race, the marathon. He had never run one before, and many shook their heads in disbelief. Winning all 3 long-distance events at a single Olympics? Impossible, they said. But for Zátopek, nicknamed the Czech Locomotive, nothing was impossible during that miraculous week. By the halfway point, he was already leading alongside Sweden's Jansson. In the final stages, he ran alone, battling only the course, himself, and his doubts. When he appeared at the stadium gate, the crowd erupted in ecstatic cheers.
A přes bránu maratonsku běhá na olympijský stadion v Helsinkách jako první startovné číslo 903 československý reprezentant Emil Zátopek. Nadšení 75 000 diváků je obrovské.
Emil Zátopek won by 2.5 minutes ahead of Argentina's Corne, and in his characteristic humble manner secured his place forever among the legends of world sport.